Yeah, it's tough. It's really tough because you have this. To me, this is more of a restaurant. Like you see in the beginning, people are screaming, people are insulting each other. There's a lot of drama. And you see at the end, no, the more serious cook are staying. There's still a bit of drama, but it's more respectable. It's her chef. There's a certain decorum in cooking. There's a certain decorum and being in the kitchen. There's certain rules to see. And again, in this very video, I said, well, I'm old school. A kitchen is very old school, very very old school. And the best thing about Gordon Ramsay, and why I said I the situation with Dr. Disrespect, Dr. Disrespect was caught texting a minor last week. Now he's taking a break. We don't know the full extent. Is it okay? Does it forgive? No. Is it a shitty thing? Did I love that I like respect? Absolutely. Am I gonna forgive what he did? I don't know. I'm very disappointed. But with Dr. Disrespect, the issue is there's a part of us that's guilty. There's a part of us that's pushed the character of being an asshole, being cocky, being this guy who was super aggressive. This Dr. Disrespect, it got worse over, not worse, but the character grew bigger and bigger and bigger over the years, and it started to escalate it, right? And Gordon Ramsay was the same thing. Gordon Ramsay was applauded. He was super popular because again he was an asshole. He was swearing on TV, which wasn't seen a lot. He wasn't afraid of his opinion. He wasn't afraid of not being cool. He wasn't afraid of not being nice. He was himself. He had this almost genuine, very very genuine, and we applaud him for that. We love Gordon Ramsay because again he was very emotional. He would make us laugh. He would make us laugh, but there's moments where what he said, there's moments of what he did, almost seemed like bullying. Now, am I saying that Gordon Ramsay is a bully? No. Am I saying there's tendency? Oh, don't break the chair. I know I'm fucking fat. Don't break the chair, Inky. Come on, baby. I'm that fat. There's a reason why he did what he did. We acknowledge that, we embrace that. We were like, dude, whatever the fuck you want, be the asshole you want, and we applauded it. And then there's a moment we said, no, Gordon, don't swear. No, Gordon, be respectful. No, Gordon, be polite. And I put myself in his shoes, and I'm like, dude, you create this character. You made me one of the most popular chefs in the world for who I was, and now you're asking me to change. You're canceling me for something I did back then. You're canceling me for something I'm doing right now. You're canceling me for the person I am, the same person that you applaud. Yesterday I'm your hero. Today I'm a villain, and that's why I'm thinking about a lot about Gordon Ramsay, because he's one of the first, and you see him now, and you see the newest season of Hell's Kitchen, and he's a lot nicer. He is a lot nicer, and it feels like a different show now. They need to become a different show. A lot of people would say yes, but there's this almost this golden era, or I'm thinking about Hell's Kitchen because that's the show that this is Gordon Ramsay. It's not nobody else. It's Gordon Ramsay, and yes, when you look at it, when you look like at the new season, he's a lot nicer, but the charm of Hell's Kitchen was it was a kitchen. It was a real kitchen. It wasn't pretend. It wasn't with MasterChef. MasterChef was the reason I fell in love with cooking. Then I went to a restaurant. I was like, holy shit, this is a lot more stressful. And it makes me sad because again, we embrace somebody for who they are, and then we're telling them, no, that's what you're doing. It's not okay. I like to think about myself as an opinionated person. I think about myself with a person that has the balls, the guts, the bravado to say whatever the fuck he wants, right? And I'm being very genuine in my videos. I'm being myself in my videos, right? There's a part of me that believes that what I'm saying today is gonna be applauded, but tomorrow, what if I have to change? I don't know if I'll be able to. I don't know if I'll be able to change for views. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to change, become a better person, and that's very scary. It's you see with people like again, Dr. Disrespect and Gordon Ramsay. You're a public figure, so you get to be publicly humiliated or publicly worshipped. You're either hated or loved, and pretty much it. You know, it makes me sad because we're seeing this guy, and it's nuts because when you think about people, right? When you think about celebrities, There's certain celebrities that you applaud. There's certain celebrity that you made, wow, he made himself a legend. Hell's Kitchen, Gordon Ramsay, sorry. Gordon Ramsay is one of those guys. You saw him at 19 years old under Marco Pierre. And you saw him as a dude that said, yes, chef, yes, sir. And then you saw him grow up and you saw him. And it's crazy because Gordon Ramsay has always been on television. You know, it's nuts because I'm gonna sound again narcissistic, but I see myself a lot in him. See, I put a lot of my shit on internet. I put a lot of my shit on YouTube. I do a lot of videos. Like today, we did a live TikTok live, right? We did the TikTok live. We did 12 videos. I'm making my 13th right now. We have another one to do after this. I had a stream of 2 hours. We're gonna have another stream of 4 hours. That's my fucking day, dude, right? It's a lot, and I'm putting myself a lot there. And I don't know. It's a question of sacrifices. And when I look at Gordon and family, I say this is too much sacrifices. That's just me, you know? That's just me. I'm sad because I'm sad. If you were against with what he was, if you were, for example, there's a lot of people that are gonna do something that's not unforgivable. When you look at Gordon Ramsay, there's not a single act that he did. It was just the person he was. But we pushed him to be that person. We said, hey, it's okay. Hey, we want more of you. Let's do more season. Let's do more shows. Shows after show, season after season. We applauded that. We said, hey, we embrace it. And then we're like, nah, fuck you. Don't do that. Nah, fuck you. You don't like that person anymore. And it makes me feel bad. It makes me feel like it's not genuine. Anywho, now it's becoming dark. It's becoming really dark. We're gonna finish those videos. I have another one to make after. Because I don't want to get in the rain. I love you guys. Take it easy. Peace. Even at the interview, I knew at that place, I'm gonna be walked on. Look at this beautiful sun. But then, I was raised by very good people that would tell me, hey, no matter what, you have to be a good person. So I'm like, okay, well, how do I do it? How do I put my foot down? How do I gain respect without being an asshole? And funnily enough, out of everybody that was on TV, everybody that was watching, Gordon Ramsay was the model I wanted to be. He was so rude. Again, he insulted everybody. And I was like, dude, I admire that, because again, it's not so much that you're an asshole, it's not so much that you're screaming, it's because you have a good heart. Like, in your mind, it's really the, it's really the right here, right now. And what I love about Gordon Ramsay is, I started watching, it was crazy, dude, it was insane. I started watching MasterChef, and again, all of that was, I was able to watch it, and look at this. Look at the reflection. It's almost as if there was a rainbow. So again, with Gordon Ramsay, it was a case of, I became obsessed, and it was just after I stopped cooking. So there was still this mentality of, I miss cooking, I like cooking. It's funny, again, I'm gonna repeat myself, but as a kid, I would watch MasterChef Australia, and the thing with MasterChef Australia, it was really calm. It was those people that had a good time, that had passion, that was fighting for that passion. It was emotional. It was something that I really looked. Then you look at the USA, and you had this guy, and at first I didn't like Gordon, because I was like, this guy is crazy. But then I started to understand where he came from, and understand what he stood for. Why is he like that? So I started being obsessed with him. And on YouTube, again, I was able to find Hell's Kitchen Nightmare, and much later on Hotel Hell. So I've had, and of course the Hell's Kitchen, right? It was like 12 fucking seasons, 12 seasons for free, and it was, to me, it was beautiful, because again, I would watch the 12 season. It was content after content. You'd watch 9 hours, do 9 hours times 12, right? Back in the day, you didn't have times 2. I would have 2 weeks of content to watch, which was great, right? And then you had Kitchen Nightmare, which was 6 seasons, a lot less, but still some content. And then you would go back to MasterChef. It was constantly changing. The fact that all of those were free on YouTube, I think the reason why I love Gordon Ramsay so much right? It's because he was available. He's a role model for a lot of people. He really taught me a lot about myself. He really taught me about how to deal with people. And it's funny because I was too shy. I was too much of a nice guy to be like Gordon and say, "Hey, fuck you, you donkey, you fucking idiot sandwich, fuck you." I was too shy, but in the back of my mind, I would see a reaction, and I swear to God, I would tell myself, how would Gordon react? And it was I feel like the charm of Gordon Ramsay, why I fell for him, not romantically, of course. It sounds super sus, but it's not. The reason why I cared about him so much was because he was a role model that was really accessible. He was a role model, for example, right, in your life. You're gonna have great parents. I had great parents, but my parents were too different. They were very different, and it was hard to say, okay, well, I like that about him, I like that about her. When I take this and this, you can't, right? Because again, it would put me in the middle of a fight. It would put me in a little fight. I would feel guilty for spending time with my mom. I would feel guilty for spending time from my dad. Was that? But Gordon Ramsay, and I had good teacher, but again, school wasn't a place where I felt like I belonged because I got ADHD, and I felt like I was like, dude, I don't like school. And I had great teacher, don't get me wrong. I had amazing teacher. And I feel like, and again, this is gonna be sounding super bad and gonna be super sexist, but I find the fact that Gordon was a dude and me, I'm a dude. I think for me to have a male role model, not my father didn't do a good job, but to have a male role model, it's more how I want to present myself, I'm 31 years old, which means that I'm really open-minded, but there's some part of me that's really old school. There's some part of me that's really conservative, right? That's life. With now to finish with Gordon, why he was, and again, it was the charisma. It was the fact that the guy was funny. The insult they would do, it was funny. The guy did some great stuff. There was some really sentimental thing about the show. And MasterChef, there was some really good moments. You would care about him, and you saw him on MasterChef Junior, where he was a really different person. He was kind. You also saw him as a father. But why again? The reason also that I care about him so much was because I felt he was working so much. He was giving away such a much of his life. He did shows after shows after shows after shows after shows. Do me a favor, go on YouTube, write Hell's Kitchen, look at the channel. Do me a favor, go on Kitchen Nightmare, look at the channel. Do me a favor, go on Gordon Ramsay, look at the channel. He did a number of shows, and he had a family, and he had like 5 kids. And again, as a father, I'm not saying he was absent. I'm not saying that. I'm trying to say that there's a moment that he must have missed. There's a moment that no matter how hard you try, you weren't able to make. And why do I appreciate that? Why do I fucking adore that? I admire that because you did that sacrifice for us. You did that sacrifice for content. Of course, some people would say, hey. Some people would say, and again, it's understanding the character behind Gordon Ramsay. It's understanding the mentality of Gordon Ramsay. See, you sacrifice so much of your family, of your personal life for us, and you create a new Gordon Ramsay. And please understand this: Gordon Ramsay is personally responsible for so many of the new generation of cook. For so many of them. Why was he an asshole? Why was he a dick? Why was he insulting? Because if you go in the kitchen, that's how it is. That's how it is. There's this mentality of really, really high shame, really respective, calling each other chef, and it's funny because you kind of see it in a good kitchen. And of course, I've been in kitchen. I've been a busboy. I was working in fast food. In a kitchen that rolls, it's nice. There's no feeling like it. It's a drug. It's so much fun. As you go in a kitchen that is well run, and you're like, okay, well, everybody's doing their job. You call each other chef. Then you go to a kitchen where there's a problem, and then the whole thing changed. There's a lot of stress. There's a lot of things that's going wrong. It's a very stressful job. It's a very demanding job, emotionally, physically. You're 5 people in the kitchen serving 50. It's hard. It's really hard, And of course, you can have the prep, but you can never have too many preps because otherwise you will throw away. So you do prepare a little bit of the preps, and the rest is on the go. And with Gordon, it was the underbelly of cooking. It was the underbelly of the kitchen. You can see it in The Bear. And The Bear, to me, The Bear, the newest show on FX with Jeremy Allen, aka Liz Gallagher, represent that so much because you can see there's moments where in the kitchen they're talking like, hey, okay, heard chef, you know. There was other moments where it's a chaos and they're screaming at each other. And again, I'm gonna go back to Gordon Ramsay. Why I liked him so much is because you could see on Kitchen Nightmare, right? And you could see how it was. You see, this is the nature card today. Oh, see, and then you had nice. Yeah, you had this unbelievable, like it's crazy because you had Kitchen Nightmare and like, okay, right, and then you had Elle Kitchen, and Elle Kitchen